Hey, Linda. Hey, Margot. Hey, 12B. How you doing? Thank you for being here on a Sunday night, uh, especially on an Easter Sunday night. I hope y'all had a great Easter. I hope that y'all got to Sunday. What was that?
You're good.
Okay. I hope y'all had a great Easter, and I hope you got to spend time with loved ones and family. Um, as for me, uh, I'll do what I usually do. I stayed right here, and I guess that this coronavirus deal is keeping a lot of people home. Kids can't. Hello, Patricia Ann. Um, a lot of people are staying home. The kids don't get to go on Easter egg hunts, which, I'm not all for Easter egg hunts anyway. But this is Easter, so a lot of people, they always used to. When I was a kid, you go to the store, and your mom would buy you a new suit or a new dress and new shoes, new bows for the girls' hair, and come Easter, everybody would dress up and go to church, and uh, it was just a beautiful thing. You don't see that anymore, and especially with what's going on now, it didn't happen today in a lot of places. So that's my thought on Easter. It's a holy day for me. As a matter of fact, I was born on Good Friday in 1955. So Good Friday and Easter have always had a special place in my heart. I want to thank Kevin for your kind PayPal donation, brother. That was very kind. And I am in a chair. I'm not sitting on a stool. So, Kevin, thank you. I appreciate that. My PayPal will be somewhere in the chat, maybe. I don't know. That's not up to me. It's up to my mods. We can get started. I'm not going to dilly dally around and run through a whole bunch of stuff. I do want to welcome everybody here. And if anybody comes in and sees this on the replay and you're not a sub, please sub. Hit the like button, comment, hit the bell icon. You'll know when I go live. I go live 3 nights a week at 8 p.m., Sundays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and usually on Sunday at 11 a.m. for a Bible study. But in times like these, we have a lot of YouTubers who, just got demonetized, and they're really upset about that. Thank God I'm not monetized, so it doesn't bother me. But I don't support people who beg for money and that kind of stuff. To me, it's just a click. I'm not a clicker. Some of these really good channels that I will shout out are people like Sandra. Excuse me, I'm not supposed to say that. Sam Reports, and then Charity's Clarity, Charity's Chit Chat with the Charity O Show, Florida Jim, American Warhorse, California Critic, Tactical Technician, Liberty Smith, people like this who tell the truth, and you don't see them begging for money. And that's what I'm all about, is not begging. But anyway, we're going to get started. And John, you have anything to say to the people before we get started? I want to get into this Northrum thing right quick, and then I'm going to turn it over to you.
Well, I just want to thank everybody for coming on, especially for Easter. It's important that we keep up with what's going on in our illustrious world, because they are certainly doing everything in their power to destroy us, and Easter doesn't matter to them at this point. So
nothing matters. You're right, John. You're right. Well, I want to get this black-faced Northrum stuff out of the way, because I've been reading it all day and it's just eating me up. We'll get through this, and then we'll get on some topics, and we'll get some participation from the chat, I hope.
Yep.
But I want to talk a little bit about blackface Governor Ralph Northrum. Despite the current global crisis, Virginia Governor Northrum has signed multiple pieces of gun control legislation into law. He's done this under the cover of the COVID-19 virus. The 5 gun control bills are aimed at expanding background checks, which we all know. I don't know how you can expand a background check any further than it already goes. I mean, they go all the way back to your birth. So I don't see what a background checks, expanding it. I don't know what that means. Mandatory reporting of sold or stolen firearms. and a whole lot more red flag laws. Well, I'll tell you what, I know for a fact, Fight and Defend, I've owned a lot of guns, and I've sold a lot of guns, and I've bought a lot of guns from friends and family, and I'm not reporting any of it.
No.
It's none of their business, and I'm not giving it to them. They want it, let them come to my door and take my guns. One bullet at a time.
Listen, I'll play by the rules when they play by the rules.
Yeah, Virginia is also restricting sales to one gun per person a month because Virginia loses too many citizens to gun violence. And he says these new laws will save lives. You tell me how keeping a gun out of the hands of a patriotic American who wants to defend his family and letting these thugs buy these guns on the street willy-nilly, they don't do anything about it. We gun owners already know and understand that our rights to due process are under attack. Northam is all about power, and he believes he can violate our Constitution and take away our basic civil rights. This black-faced Northam doesn't care or understand that the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. These new laws adversely affect law-abiding citizens with no impact on the criminals. These thugs buy or steal their guns on the street as a means to acquire weapons. You know, staying on the topic of this black-faced, no-good-nothing Northam, just for a minute longer. Let's see what else old blackface is up to during this manufactured global crisis that we're experiencing right now. Long-standing regulations requiring abortion seekers, the murderers of our children, to undergo ultrasounds at least 24 hours prior, being an accessory to murder of the body in your womb. So now you don't have to have that 24-hour sonogram or ultrasound. You don't have to go through that because they don't really care what the position of the baby is. That's what they do it for, you know, pre-abortion. They do it to get where the baby's at, where it's sitting in the womb, and how they're going to go in there and kill it the easiest way. Okay, that's all it is. So anyway, now they're getting rid of that, so it doesn't matter which way the baby's facing or which way it's turned. They're just going to stick it and hope it sticks. And that's sickening. Of course, you had Ralph Northam here. He was the one who said that he was all about after-birth abortions. He said, wrap them up, keep them comfortable, lay them over here on a cold steel table, and we'll talk about if we want it to live or die.
And that's not criminal.
No, that's not criminal.
But
no.
me not having paperwork on a gun is. Think about that.
Definitely.
My guns have killed 0. How many have you killed, Ralphie boy?
Yeah. How many have you advocated for? You know, the requirement that facilities providing more than 5 murders of our children a year, they are now designated as hospitals in Virginia, and everything is going to be up and above board. They get all the tax breaks. They get everything that a hospital gets. All you had to do is kill funding. 5 kids a year.
Yeah, funding, everything.
The requirements of these licensed MDs to perform abortions during the first trimester of pregnancy is stopped. And it's opened the doors for nurses and midwives to be murderers of our children as well.
Yep.
You don't even have to be a doctor to perform an abortion. These midwives and these nurses are no better than these backroom coat hanger abortions that happened in the 40s and 50s.
Yep.
It's no better. These people are not doctors, but they are murderers.
Absolutely.
Of our innocent preborn.
Absolutely.
What blackface did was give protections to the killers of babies at the expense of woman's safety, and many more preborns are going to die. But I'm going to tell you something. I personally don't care about this woman's safety. If she's laying on that table with her feet in the stirrups spread open to kill that baby, then I don't care if you survive the abortion or not. I really don't, because in my heart and in my mind, you're a murderer. So no, I personally could care less about the health of these would-be, wannabe, ain't going to be mothers. I hope they all suffer the wrath of God in this life and in the afterlife. And I'm sorry, people, but I get riled up. That's why I don't do abortion videos very often, because it eats my lunch. So I'm going to stop right there, John. I'm going to turn it over to you, and I'm going to try to calm down.
Before you get us banned by the YouTube snowflakes, for God's sakes.
Oh, I'm sure you'll have a few things they'll look at as well.
Oh, yeah. Well, they already took down my information about that scumbag chief there in Mississippi and the mayor. I put the numbers down, and the little snowflakes from YouTube apparently got offended by it and took it off. So,
Wow. Uh-huh. Hey, Jeff, Donnie, Linda Carter, Linda Horner. Thank you both, Lindas. Betty Mae, thank you so much. And hi, Jeff. Just got to holler at the chat every now and then, John. Go ahead, buddy. I'll shut up.
If YouTube is offended because of phone numbers, maybe you little bitches ought to run home and hide under mommy's skirt and let the real men deal with this country.
Don't stop there, John. Keep going.
Oh, it's too early in the show. It's Easter. I'm trying to refrain. It's Easter.
All right. Well, let's talk about that Michigan governor. Let's see. What was her name? I got it right here. Gretchen Whitmer.
Oh, Gretchen.
Yeah. What has she done?
Oh, Gretchen has banned the selling of seeds, vegetable seeds.
American Mind Bender, welcome.
She has banned the sale of any garden tools or implements. And now she has banned the sale of the American flag because it's not essential.
But wait a minute. All right. So seeds?
Yep. So you can't feed yourself.
All right. So does that include like tomato plants that are already?
Everything.
Okay. So you can't buy implements to dig a garden or to make a garden.
You cannot do a garden.
Yeah. So she's stopping anything that has to do with growing your own food.
Yep. And now
she's going all the way to the seed.
Yep.
To do it.
And now they all the stores are banned from selling American flags.
Yeah, and then of course the American flag is not essential. No, of course not. Neither is the Bible.
Neither is she. Neither is she.
Exactly.
She's not essential, so take her out.
But see, that's not the way things work.
Now,
see, these demon rats are so self-centered and so self-absorbed, that only what they say matters.
Yeah.
They're not going to listen to you or me or even their constituents. They're out there to be seen and heard because there's an agenda against us.
Yep.
And this is just a small part done by governors and mayors. You know what they're doing about the churches, and people can't even sit out there and listen to a radio and hear their pastor preach in their own cars with their windows rolled up without getting a $500 ticket.
Right, in Mississippi.
Yeah.
Mindbender, this is East Lansing, Michigan. Oh, I'm sorry. That's where she lives. I wasn't supposed to say that. It's Michigan.
That's all right. You can give her address if you want to.
Was I using my outside voice? I'm sorry. Her husband's a dentist. If anybody wants to stop by and say hello. She is the co-chair for Biden's.
Hey, Scarecrow. Scarecrow, you weren't here earlier. I gave you a big shout out, brother. Thank you for that kind donation, man. You are a great supporter. Thank you so much. And I am in a chair now. So thank you, brother. Thank you for that. It's the first time I've seen you in here tonight. Sorry, John. I had to.
All right,
saw him, so I had to say something to him.
You keep jumping my train off the track here.
I know it. I'll shut up now.
She is also the co-chair for Biden's 2020 election. She wants to abolish ICE. Now, keep in mind, she's the co-chair, so very possible she would be his VP.
Why not?
She fits the bill.
Sure.
She hates America. She's a woman.
Yep.
She has in the past and is trying again to put a 45-cent tax on gas to fix the roads, because the last tax they put on gas to fix the roads, well, nobody knows what happened to that, but don't worry about it. Also, she is looking for 2 years of debt-free college education for high school grads. So if you live in Michigan, people, dig deeper in your pockets because you're paying for somebody else's kid to go to college.
Plus, you're paying more for gas.
Oh, yeah.
45 cents a gallon.
Yeah. But on a good note, though, she's all for keeping the abortion clinics open. So don't worry about your garden seeds or your flags. Just go get your abortions. Line them up.
See, she's right in line with Northam.
Do we see a pattern here, people? It's the same scumbags all the time. If you look at the results for the so-called Winnie the Pooh deaths,
Right.
they're all in the blue states. It's the same crap all the time.
Sure.
A doctor just came forward. She's a whistleblower. She just came forward practicing. She's been a doctor for over 30 years and just blew the whistle on the CDC and the WHO.
I got a little bit on the CDC before you get off that topic, but go ahead.
Yeah, on how they're hyping up the numbers. If you go into the emergency room and you have a heart attack, but you have the sniffles, it's possible that your death was related to the coronavirus, and that is how it is listed on your birth certificate. You died of the coronavirus. Yeah, that's another thing. I forgot that. Mindbender. You cannot even visit your neighbors or family in Michigan. They're on complete lockdown.
Wow. How about that? All right. Well, while you're on that CDC topic, they actually admit that they're lying about the COVID-19 deaths. They're actually admitted they're lying. The CD lies right out in the open, and they don't care. See, that's what evil does. They put it right in your face, and you're supposed to not see it. But people like you and I, Fight and Defend, and people in this chat, we look and see through their lies, and we know what they're doing because reporting, is just outrageous numbers.
Yep.
Patient diagnosed without testing based on assumptions are also given the coronavirus autopsy death. Okay. If they don't know why you died, well, it had to be COVID-19. It had to be something to do with that. So false numbers are sanctioned by the CDC and inaccurate, and they're incomplete. The data is nothing but fear mongering. It's fear mongering to the people, giving up their freedoms, and I will not comply.
No, it's more than fear mongering, Bobby. There's a reason why they do it. 2 reasons: budgets and to push the vaccination. Without the deaths, they can't push the vaccination. I keep saying that.
That's right.
It's more than fear mongering. They're doing it because they have an agenda.
Well, that's the reason they're fear mongering. Yeah, I just didn't go any farther, but you're exactly right, John. That's exactly what they're doing.
So,
and that's what's going to happen. We haven't seen the vaccine yet.
Not yet.
And people, I'm telling you what, I'm not taking it.
Nope.
I mean, they've already told me you can't buy or sell.
I'm kind
if you don't take it.
I'm kind of anxious and looking forward to it. They start coming door to door. I really am. I want to have a conversation.
Sounds a little biblical to me if you think about it.
Linda Carter, they just had, believe it or not, they just had a 101-year-old person survive the coronavirus.
I saw that.
Yep. Unlike the 120-year-old, Bobby.
All right, you ready for this? All right. They put out today, here's what they said. They said that World War II vets survived the Spanish flu of 1819. They said that they survived the Great Depression. And now they're surviving the coronavirus. Well, let me explain something to you. World War II was in 1946 and 47, a little bit of 45. All right. It wasn't 1918. 1918 is when the Spanish flu killed 20,000 of our soldiers in one hospital in France. Okay. It was terrible. It wasn't that bad in the United States. There was like 11,000 deaths, I think, in the United States. But overseas in Europe, it was a pandemic, and a lot of soldiers died. I've heard numbers as high as 60,000 died in 1918, not 1945, 46, or 47. The Great Depression was in 1929. My mother was born in 1931. She grew up in the fallout from the Depression.
Yeah.
Okay. That was in 1929, not 1945, 46, or 47. So how can these people have been through all this when the numbers don't even add up?
Right.
I mean, in order for them to have survived the Spanish flu epidemic of 1918, well, that meant that they had to be at least 18 years old to be in the military. So that makes it 1900. Okay. And now they're saying that they're surviving the coronavirus of 2020. Well, the numbers don't add up. That means that all of these people, all of these World War II vets who got the 1918 Spanish flu and were in the Great Depression in 1929 fighting, when that was not right either. And now they're surviving the coronavirus. We're supposed to believe this garbage?
That's some lucky guys right there.
I mean, come on. They're 120 years old.
Yeah.
And they're surviving the coronavirus. People don't live to 120 years old anymore.
That's, Bobby, it goes to show you how stupid they think we are.
To accept this is fact.
Yeah.
World War II in 1918. That blew my mind. It did. It blew my mind. I said, whoa, how can you have World War II in 1918?
It's that new history.
Yeah. They don't know history anymore. Even the adults that are writing this stuff don't know history.
That's Common Core math, Bobby. You don't understand it.
I never will.
No.
I never will.
Also, there is another pandemic taking place, people. They are now burning down the 5G.
I love this.
Pardon me for laughing. They're burning down the 5G over in, oh my goodness,
the Netherlands.
The Netherlands.
As well as England.
And
the UK.
And at this point, there doesn't seem to be a cure for it. It looks like it's going to really wipe out hit the entire world. These poor 5G towers being burned to the ground. Just get prepared for it. Stay within 6 feet of a tower. Don't get any closer than 6 feet. I find this beautiful. There's nothing sexier to me than seeing a 5G tower burn into the ground. So it's happening. It's happening everywhere. People are fed up with it. Unfortunately, it's not happening here in the States yet. We'll see. But,
yeah, I know on our map, it says we got something like 15 towers in the state. I don't believe that for 1 minute.
Well, no, because they're not. I told you what they're doing. They're not pulling permits anymore.
Right.
They're just putting them up wherever they want. So they burned down 5 in a matter of a few days over there. Of course, all the sniveling little crybabies are whining about it and saying, "Oh, with them doing it, there's no 9/11, and the hospitals need." Well, Jesus, they worked fine before that.
Yeah, and why are there so many empty beds in these hospitals?
Oh yeah, that's.
Have you heard that?
They are laying off doctors and nurses throughout the entire United States because there's not enough patients.
Yeah, but yet New York is paying $8,400 sign-on bonuses. What?
So apparently it's just in New York. Oh, wait a minute. That's a blue state, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
And you can add Connecticut and Rhode Island in with that mix.
Yeah.
Oh, and you know what this whole thing is going to be in the end? They're going to use this COVID-19 crisis, manufactured crisis. They're going to use it to try to impeach Trump yet again. They're going to say it's all his fault. He waited too long to act. He should have acted sooner. He was irresponsible. He should be impeached. And that's coming. I promise you. That is coming. Matter of fact, Adam Schiff's already looking into it.
Yeah. Yep.
And why is that little shifty little Adam shit? Why is he not already gone?
I know.
Along with Skeletor Pelosi and all these others.
Skeletor, you're being nice.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to be nice today.
I know it. So ain't I. Here's another happy note of being nice and being friendly. In Germany, the people reached out to law enforcement with stones and iron bars when they tried to break up their large group that had gathered outside of Frankfurt late Friday. The cops showed up to break it up and arrest people, and the crowd got the upper hand.
Imagine that. And that's what's going to happen. Unless they yeah.
People are sick and tired of being locked down, and now they're going to fight.
John, I stand with you, brother. I'm to the point to where the fight is inevitable. Let's bring it on. Let's get it done.
Yeah, it is. It is because we talked about it the other night. I've been following it closely, and I'm listening to you get into the Farm Bureau and that aspect of it, and you listen to what's going on. I'm telling you, people, food shortages are going to be next.
I gotta say this.
I seen that.
Yeah, just before you came on, I took a shift and wiped my Pelosi. I love it, guys. And I'm not trying to be, a warmonger or anything like that. But people, it's coming. I mean, I see it. It's inevitable. Just look at what's going on, around the world, and we're holding it together by a thread. I mean, people are getting fed up.
Tough cuff. Biden's help will put Hillary in the White House. You know what they're talking? The Democrats are actually talking about. Oh my God! My train has jumped off the track so many times tonight already.
I got her here
from New York.
Oh, AOC?
No.
From New York?
Cuomo.
Oh, Cuomo. Yeah.
Cuomo. They want Cuomo to replace Biden.
Yeah, I saw that. And he would be, well, I don't know if he'd be any better, but no. Yeah, he'd have to be better than Biden. But there again, we may not even have an election.
That's very possible.
I mean, come on. They're talking about keeping us locked down. Some of them are all the way till next year. Most are saying till the fall. I mean, come on. Or maybe they'll have the election. And let's don't do this mail-in stuff, man. Talk about that for a minute, John. This mail-in vote that 6 states have already passed.
Yeah, including Florida.
Yes.
The state that had so many problems years ago.
Yeah, the 6 states that are doing this already is Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, Arizona, North Carolina, and Florida, which, as you said last year, not last year, but last election, had a fiasco down there.
Yes, we did. Jeff B would know that too.
Yeah, they were showing videos of them unloading boxes out of U-Hauls and out of trunks and back seats. And this stuff supposed to have a chain of custody. Just like, if you as law enforcement, you knew that you had a chain of custody with evidence.
Oh, you mean you couldn't find it in the back of a rental car?
Yeah, you could. Well, you couldn't plant it in the back of the rental car.
Well, that's assuming.
Well, and that's what they were doing.
It was accidental, I'm sure.
But they got caught.
Yeah.
They got caught. Of course, nobody went to jail. That woman resigned, and that was the end of it. Hello, Benny. How you doing? Linda Carter, Jeff B.
Hey,
American Mindbender.
Over in the UK, they actually have put together a special police force that is checking the public as they leave stores to see if they bought any non-essential purchases.
Where is this?
In the UK.
Oh, yeah. Well, it makes sense.
So what's happening there, people, is what's going to be happening here.
Yep. Yeah, that made my mom when she went to the nursery the other day and bought some ferns and hanging baskets for the front porch.
Oh,
She can't do that.
So it's her fault.
Oh yeah, so she's done broke the law if she lived in the UK.
Damn rebels.
So what are they going to do? Lock up an 88-year-old woman? Probably.
Huh. All right. This is something that real quick that we need to. I didn't even tell you about this, Bobby.
Okay.
China announces preparation for military struggle with Taiwan. PLA warplanes were seen flying over the waters southwest of Taiwan and then entering the skies over the Bashi Channel. This is going to get interesting, folks.
Wait a minute. Wasn't it just last week that they were aggressive toward Taiwan and American planes ran them off?
A couple of weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah, so where's American planes today?
Yeah, exactly. They're not saying anything.
No, because they're waiting for a crisis and they can't be there and the crisis happened.
Yeah. Disable a bet. Yeah, absolutely. The police in this country are getting out of control. And I can say,
Hey, Alex, how you doing, brother?
I've had so many people say, how can you talk about the police like that? Because I can. Because I knew I could see it coming a long time ago. That's why I got out.
Yeah, JDS Flynn flying. Yeah, Jane Fonda returns. A lot of people don't remember Jane Fonda.
Oh, yeah.
Not old enough.
Yeah, she now goes by the name AOC.
You know, as a matter of fact, I hate to even say this. It's a terrible thing I did. But I did high-rise glass, and she bought and built a house there in Atlanta, and I was part of the glass crew that went in and did all of her glass. And and my job was I was always the one sealing it from the outside because I always repelled and I dropped down and seal the outside and be done. Well, I made a point to not seal hers properly. So they would leak.
Beautiful.
No, I really did. I really did. I mean, I messed them up. I mean, it looked good from the outside, but I guarantee you she had water problems every time it rained. And
yeah,
but then again, Hanoi Jane is not somebody that, I'm ashamed that I did it as a Christian. I'm ashamed of it. But at the time I wasn't living like a Christian and I did it out of spite because I despise her.
Yep.
You know, Hanoi Jane, she sided with the North Vietnamese. But anyway, we can get off of Jane Fonda. I'm sorry about that.
Hey, one other thing that we need to bring up is that Tramp Feinstein pushing to get money. This is beyond piss me off.
It's beyond stupid. Go ahead, Mr. Fight and Defend.
She wants to Trump has held back money from Iran and she wants the money released
as a stimulus
for the IMF for emergency funds. Yeah, because Lord knows we can trust the IMF.
Well, Lord knows we can trust Dianne Feinstein.
Yeah.
I mean, good Lord.
While they chant death to America, they want our money.
Yeah. Well, then again, you got to remember her driver was a double agent for the Chinese. I mean, she gave away all our secrets. I mean, why is she even in office? Just like Pelosi and Schiff and all the rest of these. Maxine Waters. Wow. When are they going up for election?
When are they going to die?
Well, even better.
Get over it. I'm sorry, it's Easter.
Yeah, I know. We can't be talking about killing nobody, but we can. We can surely, talk about their expedient death. May it be quick, and may it be painless.
No, see,
well, just let them get out of here. I'm doing that for their tube. I'm only saying that for their good.
You're generous.
I'm trying to keep myself from getting knocked off the channel.
Don't you worry, I'll take care of that.
Yeah, I got that, brother. We can talk a little bit about $25,000 bonuses for grocery store workers. Now, isn't that just really sweet? $25,000 of our tax money going to grocery store workers because they are on the front lines of the coronavirus. Well, yeah, maybe they are. But why should we give them a $25,000 bonus? It seems like they're stuck on those 25,000s. You know, they'd like to give themselves those kind of raises. So now they want to give it to Iran. They want to give it to these people. And oh, by the way, if you go to work for a grocery store during the coronavirus,
Yeah.
you got a $1,500 sign-on bonus on top of that 2,500. How about that? So you can get 40. Wow. 1,500. You can get 25. God, that's 15,000 and 25,000. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, not 1,500, 15,000.
Yeah. So that's $40,000 to go to work at a grocery store right now. Man, everybody ought to quit your job, go down there and go to work for whatever, 60 or 90 days, whatever they tell you have to be, and collect that 40 grand and get the heck out of there. Can you believe that? For grocery store workers. And this is what these demon rats are worried about. You know, when they ought to really be worried about their job. I mean, maybe they know there's not going to be an election this fall. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd be surprised, actually, to be honest with you. At this point, I'd be really surprised if we have an election.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen.
Seriously.
And that means things are going to go on just the way they are.
And then we got that tyrant Democrat governor in Kentucky.
Oh, man. Yeah, he's a tyrant, all right.
That little dirtbag. His daddy was also the governor of Kentucky at one time.
Yep.
Apparently, they pay pretty good because his daddy's worth over $5 million.
Well, that's like Pelosi. You know, she just got a big raise, but they make like $175,000 a year, but yet she's got $16 million.
Yeah.
You know, that's cool.
His wife, Brittany.
They saved their money.
Oh, yeah. His wife, Brittany, she's an American. Help me with that word, Bob. I always say it wrong. Philanthropist.
Philanthropist.
Yeah, it's funny how that word keeps coming up. I think
philanthropist.
Yeah, George Soros, Bill Gates.
Yeah, Oglethorpe back in the 1400s. Yeah.
Yeah. She serves on the board of Mayhurst.
Yes, I've seen them. I've seen Mayhurst. And anybody has if they've seen ship or cargo containers.
She has assistant counseling counseling program to protect children. Her and her husband started a residential program for girls who suffered a history of trauma. Where have we heard this before? Pizzagate, people. You see the pattern? Here we go again. All right. I'm not saying they did, but ironically, Brittany's mother, who was the VP of eBay, prior worked for the Walt Disney Company. No pedophiles there.
No pedophiles at Walt Disney. No.
So just
no.
Just something to think about, people.
Yeah, and it's always something to think about when it comes to our kids. You got to realize these people, no grown man, you know, is going to dress up as a Disney character, you know, for a career. Come on. You know, that's for college students. But no, man, I'll tell you, Disney, nah. It's like every other Hollywood corporation now.
It's crazy. It really is. It's nuts what's happening. So,
did you hear about the New York Times has already judged creepy uncle pedophile Joe Biden, done judged him and sentenced him, and there's nothing to see here. New York Times says no sexual misconduct by creepy pedophile Uncle Joe Biden. He just wanted hugs and kisses. That made victims feel uncomfortable, but that's okay because that's just creepy uncle pedophile Joe Biden.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't that sexual assault?
No, not if you're Joe Biden. It's just being Joe.
Oh, because I've actually put people in jail for doing that stuff.
Well, yeah, but see, this is just Joe being Joe.
Oh, okay.
He does that to everybody.
I'm sorry, I didn't get the memo.
Grown women, little girls, it doesn't matter. He's a sexual pervert. And that's why he makes sure that he has a female Secret Service agent on every shift.
Yeah.
Because he likes to walk around naked and flaunt his stuff in front of them. I mean, come on, he's a pervert.
Can you imagine that? Slim Jim and 2 Brazen swinging around freely?
Come on, he's a pervert, y'all.
Uh,
And he's worse than that. He's a child abuser.
yeah.
And he's running for president of the United States. Well, I can't say nothing. Look at Hillary Clinton. She's a pedophile and a pedivore.
Oh, she's Satan.
She ran for president. So why don't we just get another pedophile up there?
She's Satan.
Tell you what, let's do. Let's go to California. Let's grab one of those 9th grade students that they've got in there and change the law and let that 9th grade student who's been taught that pedophilia is a normal sexual orientation
Oh, yeah.
and make him president.
Yep.
That's what we would be doing if we put Biden or Hillary or any of these other demon rats in office. It'd be like putting in a 9th grader that's single-sided, and all they want to do is kill our children and kill us.
And you can rest assured they'd get that law through about it's okay to have sex with somebody as young as 12.
Probably even younger. Yeah.
Yeah. Because that'll save a lot of his friends.
Well, even Ruth Bader Ginsburg wrote an article in 1973 saying that consensual sex should be reduced to 12 years old. Now, she wrote this back in 73. This is a Supreme Court justice. And she's saying in 1973 that 12-year-old girls are to be able to have sex with anybody they want to. Grown man, teenager, it don't matter. Come on, John. Do you see the decadence here?
I know. It's ridiculous. It really is. I was just looking. I had downloaded a picture of Fosse with Elton John and Nancy Pelosi all hugging. And then a picture of Fosse with Bill Gates. I know, hard to believe. Blueprint.
Oh, yeah. But then again, he's a deep stater from way back. And, it's...
And yet he's making the decisions. But he actually just came out. Hang on, this popped up a second ago. Fosse blames Trump for not responding to the coronavirus in February.
Right. Go on.
But dismissed the pandemic February 29th. Funny how that is.
Isn't it funny?
Oh, yeah. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's getting to the point to where it's just, it's out of this world what they're doing. I mean, you look at Fosse. I mean, come on. You got this little troll, this little hobbit. He may be smart. We'll give him credit for that. But take the politics out of it, my man. You know, he's all the time talking politics when he needs to keep his mouth shut and talk about this problem supposedly that we have.
But he can't because he's got a large interest in this.
Well, I'm sure he does.
He does.
A large financial interest.
Yeah, he's invested with Bill Gates in the vaccination.
That's right. And that's where the vaccination is where it's all about. It's not about the virus. It's about the vaccinations. So that's where the money is going to come from.
Yeah. Well, that's where Rob Call, unfortunately, you're right. You're right. War is on the horizon and there's no way around it. They're going to continue. Listen, I said it to Bobby earlier. I've said it before. These dirtbags are going to continue pushing their evil agenda until we push back. And that's it. That's the only way it's going to stop. They are not going to stop. They are just going to keep stepping on us and pushing that boot harder on our throat until we stand up and relocate that boot up their backside.
And people, we're talking about you and me,
All of us. All of us.
us. Yeah, we all have to be prepared for this. It's coming. I'm not being a doomsdayist or nothing like that.
No.
But I'm telling you, people, there's going to be trying times ahead of us. I mean, we're going from pretty much a total national lockdown. I mean, and how are we going to get back to where we were? We won't.
No.
We'll wind up somewhere else. Will it be better than it was, or will it be like it is now?
Yeah. Hang in Arizona. Yeah, you're right. China is screwed because Japan's pulling all their businesses back. The U.S. is a lot of countries are not going to be trading with them anymore. Well, I shouldn't say the U.S. because if the Democrats have their way, absolutely they will be.
Amen, Alex, Disabled Vets Perspective. Yeah,
Yeah.
buddy, I promise you, I'll let you know. Because I'm not kidding you. I mean, I'm prepared. And I'm not going to go out, like I said, I'm not going to go out and almost not going to start hunting people down or shooting nobody.
Right.
But when the call is made, I hope that I respond. I hope to. That's my plan. But when the time comes, yeah, I think I'll be prepared and ready.
Yeah.
Because I'm old enough I can die now and die happy.
People, if you get a minute, who do I think the cops will stand with? They're going to stand with the government. The newer generation, Alex. The older generation, the people that I worked with, have all gotten out because we knew it was coming. Yep. And you know what's funny? You asked that. When I call any of my buddies who I used to work with, whether it was doing gangs or doing narcotics,
right?
And I call them and I ask them, "Hey, what are you guys up to? What are you up to?" I get the same answer from all of them. I'm stockpiling freeze-dried food and I'm reloading ammo.
Yeah.
Everybody says the same thing.
And like I've told you many times, Fight and Defend, if we're talking about this, there's millions talking about it.
Yep.
We're not the only ones.
A lot, Alex, a lot of them are actually going to go home and protect their families. They really are. The ones that don't have families, they're going to try to be the heroes out here. They're in for a very rude awakening. Very rude. They're not used to the pushback that's coming. They think people are just going to stand there and take it. They're sadly mistaken. We watch all these other countries. You go on YouTube and you watch over in these other countries where they riot with the police, and these guys are throwing Molotovs. I mean, lighting these guys up.
Literally. Oh, yeah.
Literally. Cops here in the United States have not had to deal with that, but it's coming. It's coming, and they're in for a rude awakening. So, people, if you get a minute, look up Dr. Ed Group, Group. Listen to what he has to say about 5G.
Rob Call, I gotta answer this. Who's the military going to stand with? There again, it's going to be split. It's going to be a split pod. Yeah, you're going to have some that do and some that don't.
Yep, I think
the National Guard will side with us, even though there's not that many of them nationwide. They'll side with us simply because they don't want to kill people that they may know in their own neighborhoods or family. I mean, that's what the National Guard does. If you're from Georgia, then you stay in Georgia. They'd have to ship National Guard all over the country.
Yeah, but that's what they would do, though. Look at what they did during Katrina.
Yeah, you're right.
National Guard from Louisiana.
Yeah, you got that right. And that's the evil of our government. That is the evil.
They brought them in from Oklahoma, didn't they?
I think it was.
I think it was Oklahoma.
Yeah. And so they were sent to Louisiana after the cops had went through and took out all the guns, stole everybody's guns, and took guns away from everybody. New Orleans was gun free there for a little while after Katrina.
And I said it before, and people got to remember this, and this is very important. After the waters receded,
yep,
and they started coming up with the bodies, they were finding more with bullet holes than drowning.
Yep. And I bet if you had took a look, it would have probably came from 40 cows and 5.56.
Yep. Because they had a, let's say, an outside group that showed up down there too.
Yeah.
That are sent all over the world to cause problems. They were down there too. We can count on them.
And we're talking black ops here.
Yeah. And I'm not saying we can count on them to be on our side. I'm saying we can count on them being here to cause trouble for us.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's things are happening throughout. There's really nothing happening in the U.S. now. But I'll tell you, if this food crisis, and I really think it's coming, when this food crisis hits, that's when things are going to get ugly.
When it's really going to get ugly is when they bring in Blackwater, black ops into America.
Yep. Exactly. That was who was down in Louisiana.
Exactly. Blackwater.
It was Blackwater.
If you don't know who Blackwater is, check them out, people. They are a standing army.
They actually
of mercenaries.
They actually go by Academia now. They have to get rid of their Blackwater name because the footage where they were in a Humvee over in Afghanistan, and some woman was walking across the street, and they ran her right down. Just ran
right over her.
And then laughed about it.
It's a joke.
Yep.
These people are mercenaries, paid killers.
Yep.
And they don't care who they kill because they have a license to kill anybody that they deem a threat.
Yep.
And that could be your dog.
Absolutely.
You know, your Chihuahua is a threat. So they're going to shoot your dog first, and then they're going to shoot you.
Yeah. So keep that in mind, people. You know, when it starts, don't stand around asking questions. Seriously.
You're right, Alex, disabled vet. Blue helmets, and then it's on, brother. And that's coming. That's something we haven't even talked about, John. We haven't even talked about the blue helmets yet. We haven't even talked about that.
Yeah. You know, I don't know. I don't see them coming in as a strong force. I really don't. Maybe over time.
Why do we have vehicles stationed all across the nation? And
well, I mean, they're here. We know that they're here, but I don't. They're not going to last long. I mean, you might as well just walk around with a target on your chest. Because see, the thing is, think about this, people.
Amen, Alex.
We have to be smart about this. Don't go out there in full camo and you know, your flags and all that shit. Just walk out there in street clothes and a trench coat, looking like a hobo, with a sawed off underneath, packing a gun on each hip, on each side, and these guys will be in uniform. So it's simple. You walk up on them like a hobo and do what you got to do. If you go out there and you are in fatigues and all that, I mean, if you look like you're ready for war, they're going to bring it to you. If you look like just an average citizen, absolutely, Alex. 2 to the chest, 1 to the head. That's how we were trained.
That's right.
2 to the chest and 1 to the head in case they were wearing a vest.
Yep.
Do a face shot. Absolutely. I told Bobby that earlier. Nut shot, face shot.
Yeah, we talked about that. That's for sure.
Yeah. Don't be bashful. So, yeah, Luciano, it does. They actually said now if 5G gets turned up to 60 megahertz there, it's like standing in an X-ray machine at an airport 24/7 inside of it. And they said, yeah, it does. I got a list of what it'll actually do. Also, that 5G is going to burn out the ozone, and they know it.
You're right, Rob. It probably will be psychological ops, but once they get the fear rolling, then they're going to have to show their force. Yeah, they can't just threaten. They got to show their force. They got to show their hand.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. But like I say, they're not going to stop people.
Hey, Great Informer. Great to see you back, brother. I haven't seen you in a long time. Thank you. He says AOC whitens her teeth with the yellow crayon. Okay. He's always got one-liners.
Fuzzfork, you're right. We're not going to get back to normal. This country is going to be changed, and it's going to be really changed here shortly.
And you know what? You said that magic word, brainwashed.
Yeah.
And you know that's what they're doing.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, they've been brainwashing our children with this Common Core crap, you know, for decades. We can thank the Bushes for that. They were really big on Common Core. Yeah. But they're dumbing down our kids.
Well, Bill Gates' wife was behind Common Core.
Yes, she was. Well, one of them. Yeah.
Mindbender. Yeah. Elon Musk. Everybody needs to look up this guy. This guy wants to have enough satellites in the sky to
40,000.
Every square inch of the world.
He wants to put 40,000 satellites.
Yeah.
In orbit. He wants, like you say, he wants to map every single inch.
Yeah,
of the world.
Everything will be in real time. Anything.
Hey, DA, I'll be around after the live stream, brother, so you can call me, okay?
Yeah. Anything that you do will be in real time. They'll be able to track it right down. Any type of crime you commit, anything. Violations, they've got you. You're not supposed to step out of your house, and you do, and you live in the country and you think you're safe. Nope, you're wrong.
You know, that's right. You know, and Dems would let the UN or the EU army or any other army operate in our shores.
Absolutely, they would.
Yeah, you're right, Hank, in Arizona. We got plenty of cancer.
Yeah. Philip, man, be careful, brother. And McMinnville, is that McMinnville?
Yeah, McMinn, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Man, just hang good, brother.
You got a basement, brother?
Get some cover. Take your dogs with you.
Hopefully he's got a basement.
Yes, Linda. We're praying hard.
Jesus,
we're praying for you, Philip. I hope everything comes out all right, brother.
They just had one down there too, not too long ago.
Yeah. We've had some bad storms today, but no tornadoes that I'm aware of. Yeah, American Mindbender. He's a good friend of mine. He lives up in Ringgold, Georgia, just north of me, about 40 miles. And they get a lot of tornado activity up there for some reason.
That's a whole other thing in itself.
Yeah.
No cover, no basement. Jesus. Got to build yourself a storm shelter there, buddy.
Just go outside with your camera and get the best film you can get, brother. That's all I can say. I do have a safe area for my mother and the dogs, but it's not big enough for all four of us. So I'll be outside the door, but I'll make sure they're inside. I'll take care of them first, and then I'll run down to the basement and crawl in the crawl space or something. But
yeah,
I've got a room right in the center of the house, and I've got 2x6 walls. This house was built in the 1800s, and its walls are 6 inches thick instead of 4 inches thick. So, got a big fireplace too right there on one side of that room, so that should have some stability to it. So yeah, I take care of my mom and my dogs, and then I do the best I can.
Yep, that's what we all got to do, you know.
Yeah,
and like I said, buddy, you know, don't American Mindbender video my death, yippee. Don't fight each other, people. I keep saying it all the time. Remember who's done this to us. You know, I've said it before. These illustrious idiots that have been dragging us on for so long and toying with us and playing with us like we're puppets. People like myself over the years have taken the time and marked them down and found out exactly where they live, who their family is, who their kids are, what they drive. Comes in handy. So if the time ever comes, you don't have to go looking. You know exactly where to go. Take the time, people. It's not that hard. You can find out anything about anybody if you want them bad enough. And remember who it is. that's done this to us.
Yep. We have to stay focused. You know, and I hate to say it, but it's like putting that carrot out in front of that donkey.
Yep.
You got to keep your eyes on the end game.
Yep.
I mean, everything works towards an end, and you have to have a plan. Each one of us has to have our own plan, something in the back of our minds. I mean, imagine I go to the store, say I go to Walmart tomorrow. Well, I'm carrying my gun. I always do. Even without the coronavirus, I still always carried it. But how many shootings have you seen in Walmarts? A few, huh? So
Yep.
I have a scenario in my head already of what I will do if I encounter a shooter. I believe that my military training and my proficiency with guns would carry me through that. And I would suggest that anybody who has military training or police training, always carry your sidearms everywhere you go, because you may be the deciding factor on multiple deaths. No doubt you may die yourself, but that's what it's all about as a soldier.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to have to be, John. We're going to have to become soldiers. We're going to have to become soldiers and take our country back.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I've said that. I have no intentions on surviving the other side. You know, I'm doing my best, but it's I've said it before. It's not about us. It's about kids, everybody's kids and grandkids. Because if we don't do something, they're done. They're done. They're going to be slaves, and it's not going to be good. They will suffer all their lives.
Yeah, it's. I'll tell you, people, we can pray for the best, but we've got to prepare for the worst. You know, a lot of the stuff that we talk about on this live stream, Lord, I pray every night and every day that these things don't come to pass. You know, I hope and pray that somewhere down the line, something's going to happen, fighting a fan that'll just, we come out of this on the other side, you know, with the 1950s, you know, with the Pleasantville, you know, everything's rainbows and roses and flowers. No, but I don't think that's going to happen.
No, you know what? I've thought that for a long time, but we are way past that.
Yep.
We are way past that.
We are on a downhill spiral, and we've been on it since at least 2001. That's
like a crack addict hoping a crack addict just gives it up. It ain't.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, but hey, guess what? If you decide you don't want to give it up, here, man, here's your 20. Just put it in your pocket in case you decide not to give it up. You know, come back and see me tomorrow, and I'll sell you some more.
But that's the thing, and it's, you have to remember and get it in your mind. It's not us, it's them. They started this, not us, people.
And so don't get mad at us if you think, well, these people are talking like they're wanting to kill people. No, we're not.
No.
That's the last thing. And all my time in service, I never shot anybody. And John, you never have either as a law enforcement officer, because you were a good cop and didn't have to.
Nope.
But the time's coming where we may have to. And it's going to go to that. I mean, just stop and think about all the gun sales that have. There's not a gun store anywhere open in my area for at least 3 weeks. And I'm talking before the shutdown but around here, I don't see no shutdown. Everything's open that's been open except for the gun stores. And that's because they got signs on the door, sold out.
Yep.
And they can't get any more shipments of guns or ammo.
Even the silver and gold stores are closed down here because they can't get any silver or gold in.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, so think about that, people. These elites are hoarding this stuff because they know what's coming.
Everybody's hoarding silver and gold and platinum. Yes.
Yep. Yes,
now they are, and they have to.
Marielle, yes, they do. Children deserve a childhood. It's not fair how things are. If you are old and don't have a lot of time left, ending some of these pedophiles is worth it. Absolutely.
Thank you, Mario.
Absolutely.
Yes. Amen to that. Well, John, you're a lot younger than me, so let me go first. I've already lived longer than I ever dreamed I would. I'm 65 now as of my birthday last week. So, I'm prepared. I know my end. I know it's coming, and I'd rather go down in a flash of fire,
Yeah.
Than to, suffer on a ventilator somewhere. Yeah. So yeah,
You know,
prop me up and put a gun in my hand, even if I'm dead.
I've always said that there is certain people in this country or this world that were put here for certain purposes.
Yeah.
I learned, either whether law enforcement, military, fire service, medic, what have you. Not everybody can do those jobs. It takes a specific kind. And it's up to us, and so, we can, we need to lead. Let's put it that way. Studies. No, it is the next batch. Well, I'm just reading Fuzz Forks.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're exactly right. Toxic metals and the tracking chips that can be activated
Yep.
By 5G.
Yep.
That's what it's all about. And they're saying that it's going to be a mandatory vaccine.
Yep.
That you cannot refuse it. And if you do, guess what? Oh, let's go to the Bible. You'll not be able to buy or sell if you don't take the mark of the beast.
It's game over.
It's game on.
Listen, and I've said it before. If the vaccination was so good for you, why isn't it mandatory?
Yeah, why is it mandatory?
Mm-hmm.
Because they want every single person they can possibly get a hold of to be under the control of the 5G. They can make you sick or they can make you happy. They can do things to you to kill you. They can fry you in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Hang in Arizona, absolutely it will be. And now Fauci is saying that he wants people carrying papers saying that they've had the vaccination.
Oh, yeah, really. Well, hang in Arizona, you have to understand these ventilators, if they're not treating these ventilators like they should and have them properly cleaned after each use, whatever the patient before had, you're getting exactly what they had.
Yeah.
These ventilators are not just to roll from one room to another room. There's a process in cleaning these machines.
He was talking about the tracking chip. Yes, that's going to be the mark of the beast.
Yes, it will. Yes, it's not going to be a 666. No, it's not.
No, that's going to be it right there.
Yep, it's going to be a vaccination, and it's going to have a microchip in it, or something like a rice seed, a piece of rice, something like that, a little capsule or a chip or something. Yeah, they're going to put that in there. That's why we have all this chemtrails.
Yeah.
Full of heavy metals.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
They're saturating us with heavy metals in every way they can.
Yeah.
And now they want us to give them our arm and let them inject it into us.
Yeah.
No, I refuse. I refuse. I will not take that vaccine.
Tough Cuff. They're saying now, I'll have to double check, but they're saying now a child that's born now in their lifetime will have over 100 shots.
Yeah. I remember the polio deal that was going on back when I was a kid. Everybody had to go get in line and get a sugar cube.
Yeah.
And the sugar cube had polio vaccine on it. And
hang in there, Philip. He's under a tornado watch now.
Man, hang on, buddy. Get in the center of the house. Unless you can get in a crawl space, go outside and crawl under the house. And you're right, Scarecrow. Don't comply. By the way, Scarecrow, this chair sure sits a lot better than that stool. Appreciate it, brother. Very much.
Marielle, actually, I brought that point up recently. So why keep letting these planes take off and land with no damage? What's up with the U.S.? Absolutely.
Well, go out there and take a pot shot at one and see what happens. No, mind bender. It wasn't LSD, sugar cube. Now, I know what you're talking about, but no, not when I was 5 years old. So
yeah,
I came much later in life.
Just be safe there, Philip.
Yeah, my buddy Fighting the Fan and I, we're pretty good friends. We talk all the time. But if it was 25, 30 years ago, he'd be hunting me down.
Oh, yeah.
So, I don't have a criminal record. I've never been arrested for anything, but I'm not saying that I shouldn't have been. But I was just one of those lucky ones that learned before you got too old. I went in the military at 17, and that straightened me right up. But had I not went in the military and learned some discipline, I was catered to all my life. Anything I wanted that, Dad bought it and stuff like that. And I was a spoiled, rotten kid, and I was headed for trouble.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say right now, join the military, join the police department, learn some discipline.
No, don't join the police department.
Okay, then join the military. But learn some discipline, because at times like these, discipline will save your life.
Daniel Baldwin, they said, no way in hell will I let them inject an ID chip or anything else. I'm a Vietnam veteran. Thank you for your service, for one. Number two is for everybody that's on here. Keep in mind, if you go in for surgery now, Bobby knows I've had 6 surgeries on my arm and my hand from crushing it.
Yep.
The last time I went in for a surgery, there was a new form I had to fill out, and it explained about giving the surgeon permission to install objects, items, what have you, into my body. And we had a big discussion about it, and needless to say, nothing was installed. But keep that in mind. There are federal lawsuits going on already where people went in for surgeries, had the chip put into their hand while they were under anesthesia.
I don't doubt that one bit.
Oh, it's true.
I believe it.
It's legit, because I called my surgeon down on it, and he got a little nervous and didn't like what I was saying to him.
Hang in there, Phil. Keep us posted, brother.
Oh, yeah. Crazy weather out there.
Yeah, tornadoes are nothing to mess with, Philip. Try to find you a safe spot, brother. Let's see. Remember Roe versus Wade. Oh, my goodness. My body, my choice. That should be used by men as it confers to mandatory vaccines. There you go, brother. They could pull that crap on us in 1973. We should be able to pull it right back on them.
We can.
My body, my choice. No.
Yeah, it's called.
They'll say, fine, get out of line. But don't try to go buy any food or gas, because you're not going to be able to. When it's all instituted. And it may never get instituted. I don't think it will. I think when they start actually doing that, that's when there's going to be an uprising. People are going to say, not no, but hell no.
Oh, they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it, Bobby. They're gonna push this through.
Hey, Miss Mary.
Hi, Miss Mary. They're gonna push this through. This is their agenda. They have to. This is all part of the 5G. Without it, they're not going to be able to move forward with their agenda. This is going to have to happen. The vaccination and the 5G. Without it, there's no new world order.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And people like you and I, hopefully there's a lot more than just us. Yeah. And they're going to say, not no, but hell no. And then they're going to have to do something with us or fight us. And they want to come door to door giving these vaccinations. Sorry. I want to give you a lead vaccination if you come to my door. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to dictate to me. I don't care if it's Donald Trump or anybody else after him. I am not going to be dictated to by a country or a nation or a president or a governor, either one, when it comes to what goes into my body.
Yeah. Yeah, Vince Dunn, you're right. Until then, the people will welcome in this new socialism. Open your eyes, folks. It's happening to us now.
Amen.
I just sat
Amen.
down in line at Home Depot the other day. Trust me, people looked at me like I had a third eye. I don't care.
You're right. It's all about the CIA master manipulators, Rob.
Oh, absolutely. Look into that, people. That'll blow your mind.
Yeah, it's time to quit just sitting back and just saying, "Well, look what they're doing. Did you hear what they did?" No, it's time to start knowing what they did.
Yeah.
And then do something about it. I'm not saying for anybody to go out and cause harm or to commit a crime. I'm not saying that. But when the time comes, be ready, be prepared, stay locked and loaded, and don't hesitate.
Oh, no.
If you ever have to pull your sidearm or your rifle or shotgun, if you ever pull it and point it for your own sake, pull the trigger.
If you're aiming it at somebody, you better be prepared to kill them.
That's right.
Because they're going to kill you. And I keep saying that, people. That is their end game. They're not bashful about it. Don't you be.
That's right. And everybody says, "Oh, this could never happen in America."
It's here. We're here.
We're already there.
We're here. Watch and see, people. Next, two things are going to happen next. The bank runs and the food shortages.
Yeah, you're right.
Luciano, yeah.
I was reading that.
Too many people don't do research and they eat up everything Don Lemon tells them. You're right.
And see, that's the whole thing. I do not watch any mainstream media, not even Fox.
No warning shots hanging.
Nope, no warning shots. And that's not funny.
No.
They're not going to be given warning shots. And you better have a gas mask, too. They may throw some tear gas in on you. Never know.
Yeah, that stuff sucks.
Yeah, wait, call the cops. Yeah, right. Well, I haven't watched mainstream media, including Fox, in several years. I don't get my news from mainstream media. I refuse to watch it.
Yeah, everybody's got to stop watching mainstream media.
Yep.
Yeah, Philip, remember the Alamo. We're returning. History repeats itself, people. Remember hearing that when we were younger? And you wonder why they don't teach history anymore? Because they don't want the next generation to know.
Well, actually, American Mind Bender, we're under maritime law right now. We've been under maritime law since 2011 bombings. Of course, they haven't instituted anything with it that affects us.
We know, we may though be under the WHO, World Health Organization, because they called it as a pandemic. It's very possible we're under their ruling, but nothing's actually been said about it. We'll keep that.
I'm all confused about this WHO anyway. I don't understand how they have such power.
Yeah.
Well, they're tied with China. They're at the hip.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. CCP.
Yeah.
Arizona. Absolutely. The Patriot Act set it all up. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's right, Vince. It actually, maritime law has been around forever. You're right. And that's what the gold fringe is around the flag, is maritime law. But but see, it's not that far of a jump from where we're at to martial law. There's really not.
We're actually almost there. They're just not saying it.
Yep.
Because they're afraid
everything isn't in place yet.
Yeah, we're under medical law basically, or the WHO. We really are under what the WHO is.
That's right. The WHO is telling the world what to do, and the United States is, I guess, going along with them. You can't buck the UN.
Yeah, well, there's a reason why Bush did that, though, unfortunately.
You're right. The one who is God. That's right. I wonder if he likes who using his name. I'm with you, brother. That's right. Yeah, zero rights for gold fringe.
It's getting close, people. So just get prepared. But seriously, watch this food situation in the bank runs. The bank runs are going to be another thing where they only let you take out, it's happened over in Europe and stuff. You go to the bank and they only let you take out $30 a day or $50 a day, and that's it. Doesn't matter how much money you got.
Every time I go to the store, about every day or every other day, down to the little market down here at the bottom of the hill, he says he's staying open till the end.
Yeah,
that's good because that's where I get my cigarettes. But but right next door is the bank.
Yeah,
and for over a week now, every time I go down there, the cars are around the bank. People are trying to get their money.
Yeah. One other thing I want to say, people, is if you can, if they're open, support your mom and pop stores, because their end game is to have just a few very large stores that are going to control our food, our clothes, everything. They want to put the mom and pop stores out of business completely.
Well, it's a way of taking over the country in a whole new way. People don't realize that when we come out of this COVID shutdown, lay down, whatever they're calling it, it's not going to be the same America that it was prior to November of last year.
Yeah. Real quick, Philip, good night. Be safe, brother. He's signing off. He said he's got to get off. The lightning's too much.
Oh, man. Praying for you, brother.
Make contact with Bobby after it passes so we know you're all right.
Yeah, let us know. Leave something in the comments or leave me a comment, something.
Yeah, Vince Dunn, I agree with that. I got cartons stacked up just to be safe.
I hear you. Yeah.
Good bartering tool, too.
No McDonald's for me, brother. I don't eat any fast food. The only store that I buy prepared food from is Arby's.
Yeah.
That's the only place I don't eat. McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, Hardee's, none of that processed GMOs and all that stuff they put in them. Good Easter Sunday to you, Benny. And we're fixing to wind it down. We actually went over a little bit, John, which we're not on a time frame. And that's just the way it is. But if you've got something more to add, we'll hang on.
Actually, I got a Luciano. Last time I heard, they deemed any withdrawal over $9,999.99 suspicious. I hate to break your heart, buddy, but that's down to anything over 5,000 now.
Yeah, $4,999.
Anything over that is suspicious, and you get reported.
Yeah. So you got to be careful. If you make a deposit over, $5,000, you got to prove where it came from.
Yep.
Got to prove where it came. Well, I really hope Philip Turner's going to be okay. I really do.
Man. Everybody pray for Philip tonight, please.
Yep. Please pray for Philip.
Yeah.
And it's coming my way, so pray for me too by morning, because it'll be here by morning. They've been threatening all day for severe thunderstorms. So, but I got a tin roof, and it'll just pound me to sleep. So, nothing like rain on a tin roof.
Yep.
All right, people, I'm going to get out of here. And John, you have any last burning desires?
Just everybody be safe, and just get prepared, because even if this coronavirus disappeared tomorrow, our problems are not over.
They're not. Be prepared. Always be prepared.
This 5G, I'm telling you, this 5G and the vaccination are our next big battle. They want to get people so weak, they're going to hit us with the food in the bank run, so we can't even buy our own food until we're tired and starving. And then they figure we'll just voluntarily line up to take the vaccination to get food.
They'll have a food line and a vaccination line.
Absolutely.
You want to get in the food line, get the vaccination first, then you get in the food line. If not,
starve.
You don't get in the food line.
So get ready.
That's all right. I can skin a buck and run a trot line.
Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of people can't.
Yep. Well, I can, so I'm not going to go hungry. That's for sure.
Yeah. So
Heck, I got enough groundhogs around here that I could eat for a year.
yeah,
But anyway, people, I love y'all. Thank y'all for coming. It's been a good night. We had a good show, and y'all were the ones that made it. And until we get through this crisis that we're in, you and I are going to hang tough. We're going to stay together, even though we disagree sometimes. And we're going to get through this together as a team, because when it comes time to be pulling triggers, brother, I want you beside me.
absolutely.
And that's just the way it is. And
I will get a hold of you tomorrow. I got to go down in the morning and get a new phone because this thing is locked right up again. So I have no phone at this time. So I'll give you a call after I get my new one tomorrow.
that
I'm telling you,
sounds good.
crazy.
All right, people, we're getting out of here. The numbers are dropping. Everybody's saying bye.
All right, everybody. Good night.
See you Wednesday night at 8 p.m., if not sooner. Good night, y'all.
Good night, everybody.